Last year, Pink and Kerry Hart split up, didn't they, after just 2 years of marriage?
Well, they are reconciled and trying to make their relationship work the second time around. And she spoke about that with Richard Wilkins just a few days ago.
What was the catalyst for getting you back together?
Me. I'm a tiny bit psychotic, and I can be very convincing when I want to be. We can't live without each other. We need each other to piss each other off. It's that drama.
Yeah, she always tells it like it is, doesn't she? So what are the chances for Pink and Kerry Hart, and for any couple not so famous, when trying to start over again? With us now is relationship expert Dr. John Aiken. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning.
Is it ever a good idea to go back to an ex?
Well, certainly I think it's a possibility for anybody if they're thinking about it, but you've got to make sure a couple of key factors are in place. One of the biggest ones is that you've got to change the relationship in the future so it doesn't hark back to the old days. The things that went wrong must be different second time around.
So the old script doesn't continue to play?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you've got to be aware of the things that drove you apart initially, fix them and come back and give it another go before you do that.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise, what you find is that you get back into the familiar patterns. You know, if he hasn't been helping around the house, he just goes straight back into that again. You're going to have problems. Or if there's an over-involved mother-in-law or a problem ex in there, you know, if you don't sort those out, you're just going to repeat the mistakes again.
Is it also about admitting your own issues? I mean, we saw Pink just there saying, you know, part of the reason it failed is because I'm a tiny bit psychotic.
I love Pink. She's great. Yeah. Look, I think, yeah, putting your hand up and taking some responsibility and saying, you know, what contributions do I make to this situation and what am I going to do different second time around?
There are bunches of people and examples throughout history, high profile and just regular folks at home who have come back to the same relationship several times. There's something about some people, I think, remember Liz Taylor and Richard Burton? Didn't they have about 75 cracks at it or something? So there's something about those two that just, they couldn't bear to be away from each other, but they couldn't stand to be with each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Are they doomed, those relationships?
Well, I mean, there's lots of factors that come into it. You know, there might be kids involved. It could be that there are strong feelings there that you never quite get rid of. It could be something really familiar. You know, a lot of people get on very well with the family and friends of the ex-partner, and all of that becomes a real pull to get back into it. But, you know, when you're continually breaking up, getting back together, ultimately it's not a good sign. Mm.
Is there a mandatory amount of time that it's a good idea to actually have that break? Is it better to be apart for longer so you get to know yourselves as individuals before you get back together? I
don't think there's necessarily a particular time, but getting to know yourself when you're apart is a really good point, Lisa. I think, you know, when you've got that downtime, look at developing and trying to change who you are so that things are going to be different.
I suppose there's a difference between youngsters breaking up and getting back together as opposed to people who are a little bit older. Yeah. And that's a very good point that you make in terms of getting to know yourself. I just wonder if, you know, the positives are obviously there. We've got some emails that have come in from people who have got together after 11 years of being apart. And so there can be some tremendous success there. But guys also have a tendency, if they want something, you know, to at least give something up for a very short space of time, but then they become themselves again after a little bit of time, don't they?
Yeah.
Are you saying that it's always men's fault?
Well, not always, but if we want to get back with someone,
opening, didn't she?
If we want to get back with someone, we can give up leaving our towels on the floor for about 6 months, but then we'll just go back to the old ways.
Yeah, that's right. And so before you get back together, keep in mind that you've got to talk about what didn't work before. Is it the wet towels on the floor? Is it that, you know, someone's spending too much time with the mates down at the pub, or that there was too much travel involved in work? Whatever the issues were, address those before you get back together. Otherwise, you know, you're going to see the same problems re-emerging.
Now, you've got a couple of relationship rules that you think people should really follow if they want to get back with an ex.
Yeah, look, I think, first of all, time together is really important. It's a major problem in all relationships with tension if you're not spending enough time together. So prioritise couples, whether it's, you know, dinner at night or, you know, the date night, spending time in the weekends together, whatever it is. Share roles. Make sure that, you know, you're equal in what you're doing around the house or making decisions around socialising. Also have common relationship expectations. Know what you're wanting with regards to parenting, or, you know, where you're sending your kids to school, sex, you know, how often do you want to socialise, and then affection and intimacy is really important.
Gee, it all sounds like tremendously hard work.
But you are a natural at it, Carl, and that's the important thing.
It's supposed to be easy, isn't it, living with someone?
Well, yeah, it's nice when it flows well, you know, but at times it doesn't, and that's when you've got to look at these sort of areas and really prioritising the couple and doing some of these basic strategies.
And if you end up back with your soulmate, that's what counts.
That's a great thing if you can get there, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks a lot for that, John.
Good stuff, John. Thank you.
Indeed. Still to come, but the most important thing is, will Brad and Jen get back together?
I know.
Deal with that another day.